Hi, welcome to the Shelley Studio. Today I am working on my mission inspiration for April, and the prompt is monochromatic. That was basically it for the prompt. Create your project using only one color family and lighten with and darken with white and black. So I picked Phthalo turquoise. I've got my white and my black, and then this journal I made. I think I have footage of it. I might post the video of making it, if you're interested. I just made it out of some old painty papers and decided I wanted to have a new journal. I needed a new journal for my mission inspiration because I used the last one. Flip Through was with my last project last month. So I needed a new book, so I made this one. And this is just copy-weight paper, so it's not real strong. And I had to put some masking tape in the seam because I didn't want it to bleed through to the other pages. But the only masking tape I have is yellow. So I'm putting a little bit of gesso on there just to sort of cover up the yellow. It ends up not being too necessary because I'm going to grab some paper and glue it down anyway. So my plan for this book is to make it my mission inspiration, and I have Happy Mail that I haven't used. I've had it for a long time, and I want to use it up. And so my goal is with each of my mission inspiration projects is to use a bit of the Happy Mail. Now this isn't a piece of Happy Mail. This is shibori. It's rice paper done in the shibori style. I think that's what it's called, if I remember correctly. I do have a video on how I made that paper. It's just folded up and then bound, and then the ends are dyed, and then whatever bleeds in, that's how it creates that pattern. It's usually done with fabrics, but I wanted to try it with some rice paper, so I did. Anyway, if I find that video, I'll link it so you can see it if you're interested. And yeah, so that is what I'm going to use to cover the background for this page. At this point, I really don't have anything in mind, but this paper, I wanted to use it. It's been sitting around for a while, and it kind of matched the color I had initially decided to use. So now that my page is pretty much dry from the gesso, we're going to glue down the rice paper. And I'm just going to use that masking tape. And that's deli paper I've put behind just to keep the other pages from getting messed up. And yes, that deli paper has seen a lot of stuff. I tend to wipe off leftover paint on my deli paper and just, once it gets super thick, maybe it gets interesting enough to use in a project. Who knows? So I've cut these up, and I'm going to put a row down the middle just to make sure that's covered and that it doesn't fall oddly in the middle, if that makes sense. Anyways, second time doing the voiceover explanation of gluing this in the center, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But yeah, I thought these colors would go well, and just wanted to play with them, so that's what I did. And I'm using Golden's matte medium. I'm just about out. I've used all my Liquitex matte medium. I'm going to have to spend some money and go buy some more matte medium. I've been watching, I would go and get sales and clearance and stuff, and I haven't seen any for a while. If I see a good sale, I usually buy some, and there hasn't been a good sale on the matte medium, at least that I've spotted. I don't go shopping a lot, I try to avoid going because then I tend to buy stuff, you know, at the craft stores. I'm just rubbing that all with my finger to make sure it's down really well. And then we'll just put some down at the bottom. And at this point, really, I have no idea what I'm doing. But once I get these on here, I let them dry. I do leave it for a couple of days. And the only thing I could think of to put on here is a face. I know. I don't do faces. Faces aren't my thing, but I could just see a face on this paper. I don't know why. So once it's all dry, I trim it up, and yeah, I'm going to use my Stabilo All and going to sketch out a face on this crazy gridded shibori paper. Oh yeah, before I do that though, once it's dry, I decide to, it felt really dark, so I decide to take my gesso and just kind of scrape over. I didn't want to lose anything. I'm just scraping over it to lighten it back up. I forgot I did that. And yeah, kind of, you can see all the texture from that paper and from me gluing it down. It's very textural. Alright, so now it's all dry. And yeah, the better side would have been the right hand side because it was lighter, but I chose the left hand side to draw this face. And I'm using a Stabilo All, which is going to smear when I add paint. And since this is monochromatic, I'm going to paint her with white and phthalo turquoise. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so we've got her drawn. So how is everyone doing? Are you sad that I didn't post my 100-day project? I wanted to get this one posted before the end of April. I tried to get them done before the end of the month, and it's getting close. So I had to get this one posted. And then, yeah, I'm still working on my 100-day project, and I plan to complete them all and show them all in videos. I hope you're enjoying that series. But here I am, adding the white to cover up the crazy background. And you can see that gray kind of smears. I don't know, just kind of makes a shadow. It helps give contour to her face. Since I am not a face person. I don't do faces. I don't know what got into me. But I couldn't help myself for some reason. I'm putting white here, but that will get some color. And at this point, I had forgotten that this journal was going to be for Happy Mail stuff. So after I get everything done, I'm like, it needs something else. And then I remember, oh yeah. So I eventually get a little bit of Happy Mail on there. So now I finally got out my paint, my phthalo turquoise. So we can... Oh, and I love doing the long, crazy hair. I do like painting hair. I do. I think it's fun. Especially if it's long flowing. And I think that's why I put her head on the left hand side, because I'm much better at flowing the hair over to the right. I don't know, it's a thing. Just added just a touch of black. Black can tend to overwhelm. So you have to be careful with that. Decided her head needed to have more going on top. In the video, it looks really blue, but it's quite green. Like it's more green in reality than what you're seeing in the video. Don't worry, eventually I'll fix her mouth. It's like right on that crease. Trying to fix her chin. And then I was trying to fix her face, and I think I got a little too much gray in there. Lighten that back up. I debated whether or not to give a little bit of pink to her face, but I decided since it was monochromatic, I would just leave it the white and gray sort of look. Add some white to her eyes. Probably should have picked a smaller paintbrush. Just trying to smooth things out. And then just put a little bit of the, more than I thought. Gonna put the phthalo turquoise in her eyes. They look kind of crazy. They'll look better once I get the black in there. And, and the highlight, of course. She's got some crazy eyebrows. Her neck's not supposed to be that skinny. I think that's supposed to be hair covering up part of her neck. That makes her look really skinny. I don't make it easy on myself. That is a really textured surface to try and paint her. and get it to look half decent. I have a hard enough time doing faces, let alone on a really textured surface. There we go. And here I'm going to put some light in her eyes. And then I think here, soon, I figure I've got to fix her hair over there. There we go. And then I decide I just need to sharpen up some of the edges. It's just kind of how I feel when I'm painting. I have a hard time with the fuzzy edges, so I'm taking a pen and sharpening the edges around her eyes and around her mouth. I think I even take the pen to her chin. Of course, her nose. Okay, so here's where I remember that I need to include something, and I believe this was, it feels like paper towel, and it was Happy Mail from Cindy Utter from forever ago, and I have some flower punches, so I decided we're going to give, and it was the right color, like it's the right color, so I decided we were going to give her some flowers in her hair. Just so I could use up that little bit of Happy Mail. Quite a bit left, actually, of that piece. Yeah, it's really kind of thick, so I think it is paper towel. And I have 2 different sizes of that flower punch. Found that on clearance a long time ago. Thought it would be fun to have. And I'd punch those little circles thinking they would work, but they were, I don't know, I didn't really like the white centers. So I'm just going to take the black Posca and draw spirals in the center and dots in the little ones. And that is it. So that is my page for Mission Inspiration. What do you think? Do you like it? Let me know if you liked it. Leave me a thumbs up or a comment, and thank you all for watching. Have an awesome day.